Anong wala? Mayor, meron ka intelligence fund.
Yes.
Magkano intelligence fund mo?
Mr. Chairman, wala po kaming nakalat sa LGU.
No, I mean,
We
how much is your intelligence fund?
Yes.
Confidential
Mr. Chairman,
fund.
we can provide you our yearly budget na wala po kaming intelligence.
We are investigating this matter, ano? And ang tanong namin sa iyo, hindi mo sinasagot yung tanong namin kung magkano yung confidential funds mo. Magkano ngayon ang pondo ng PORAC?
This year, 750 million po yung...
O 750 million. So, magkano ang POPs plan mo?
We have 2.8 million, Your Honor.
2.8 million. Mayor, I will be asking you again, ha? There is an exchange of communication between you notifying them of their violation and then explaining from them their violation and something that they will be done on that violation. Merong exchange na communication, ha? Correct?
They did not reply, Your Honor.
Oh, they did not reply. And so, anong ginawa ninyo?
Yun nga po, hindi na namin in-issuean ng permit. Then
No. Hindi ka coordinate ako sa PNP, lahat pinadlock namin. BPLO, kasama BPLO, pinadlock namin. Yun ang cause of action ng mayor na dapat na ginawa. Ang tanong, ginawa mo? Ang sagot mo, hindi.
Yes, Your Honor.
Bakit?
Actually, nung joint inspection team namin, wala naman po kami nakita na...
violation niya nga yung sinasabi nga ng PAGCOR, hindi na sila nag-issue ng IGL eh. Oh, tapos sabi mo may problema sa occupancy permit. Hindi ka na rin nag-issue ng ng tinatawag mong business permit. So meaning may violation. Stop whispering. Mayor. Bakit hindi mo pinadlock? Yun ang tanong. Bakit hindi mo pinadlock? Anong reason? What is the 100 million reason?
Actually, may process naman po.
Yun nga ang process eh, Mr. Mayor eh. Ang process no, yung sinabi ko sa iyo. O may violation galing sa PAGCOR, may violation galing sa iyo. Nagkaroon kayo ng GIT. Pinunpunta mo doon. Ito violation yan. Ang daming violation yan. Okay, sulat sa business mo. Oh, may violation kayo.
To monitor that. Pero bakit yung mga malalaking illegal activities like kidnapping, prostitution, ay hindi nyo po yata napansin?
Tama po ba? Tama? Tama po kayo. Hindi po sinuspenda, kundi kanselado pa nung kalagitnaan ng kanilang isang taong meron silang business permit.
Kailan po ba huling nasuspende yung yung IGL nung sa Bambam? A year, 2 years, 3 years? Nakita ko po na kasi parang 2 beses nagpalit ng pangalan, tama ba? So, ilang beses po siyang nasuspende?
Yung una po, sir, yung Hongsheng po, maraming beses po siyang nagpasuspinde at isang beses po ay nagpa-cancel po siya. Siguro po mga 2 beses po, sir, na natigil po yung operations.
Thank you po, Mr. Chairman. The reason why I asking kasi sa laki ng investment po nila, siguro dapat din tignan ng PAGCOR na sinuspend mo ngayon, then after 2 months may mag-a-apply na bago using the same address. Definitely isa lang yun. Kasi yung investment nila doon sa building sa Bamban worth billions of pesos. Unless meron binenta nila ulit. So parang ako dyan, imposibleng iba may-ari nun. Bakit inapproval ulit na parehas din yung address? Tama po ba yung, kung tama yung analysis ko?
Hindi po tama, Congressman Valeriano, paliliwanag ko lang. Ang lisensya po ng PAGCOR ay site-specific. Dito po sa Banban, dito po sa PORAC, hindi po yun ang address kung saan may lisensya. So, halimbawa po, at ito'y nakita na po ng PAOK ito, ang malaking lupa na 10 hektarya halimbawa, tulad sa Bamban at tulad sa PORAC na halos 8 hektarya yata, ang ginagawa po ng aplikante na may lisensya, una sa Bamban, sa malaki pong lupa na yon, ang ina-applyan po nila ay isang maliit na building na nasa kaliwang sulok halimbawa. At pagkatapos, ito pong na-raid na ito ng PAO ay nandito po naman sa malayong lugar and they are may security fence po sila, may gate po sila at patutunayan niya ng hindi po kami makapapasok doon, maski pulis hindi makapapasok doon. Kaya po, yung Andes, kamukha po sa Porac, Congressman Valeriano, yung site po na binigyan ng lisensya ng PAGCOR nung nakarang administrasyon ay hindi po kusan renade yung 46 buildings. Wala pong lisensya kailanman yung 46 na building na yon. So, pagpapatunay lang po na walang katotohanan na yung raid ng PAOK kasama po ang PNP at kasama ang PAGCOR ay meron pong mga lisensya para dun sa lugar na raid at kung saan nagaganap yung mga nakita nating mga criminal activities.
Hindi po, teka muna. Nandito sa kabilang building yung binigyan nyo ng lisensya, pero nahuli nyo yung illegal dito sa kabilang building. Tama ba yung understanding ko, Yusek Wilfred Cruz?
Yes, sir. Actually, yung building po, I think that's the, in one of those buildings, meron second, third, fourth, and fifth building, fifth building, fifth floor. Yung po, sir, yung nakaregister sa PAGCOR. But, yun nga, sir, ang ginagawa nito mga magpupugo, sir, they try to deceive yung mga law enforcement agencies kasi ang akala nila doon lang kami mag-apply. So, ang ginawa namin, we apply for the whole compound. Kaya nakuha natin, sir, yung scam hubs nila na ginagamit. And these are mga tagong buildings po ito, sir, if you will visit the site in Banban. Mga ibang buildings po ito. Hindi po kasama doon sa sinasabi ni PAGCOR Chair.
So, sige po. Kasi ang nakita ko lang kasi, parang same area, 8 hectares, pag-aari ng isang investor, sa building A ang application na-suspend, lumipat ng building B, so hindi na natin masusundan. Pero anyway po, okay na yun. Yung pong, yung fines and penalties na nakalagay rito, 507, is this in dollars?
US dollars po, Congressman.
Collected na po ito?
Collected na po.
Lahat po?
Yes, Congressman.
Yung pumasok po na taxes, is this in dollars?
Yes. Pesos po yun.
Pesos.
Pesos po.
So 18 billion,
Hindi po.
mga 7 billion a year?
For this year po, we're projecting 7 billion pesos po.
2023 is 5.17. Tama po?
Opo.
Magkano po ba a year yung target ng PAGCOR para sa taxes? Yung dapat pumasok sa inyo? Trillion?
Hindi po. Billion po lang yon.
Magkano po? Yung estimate, projected?
Anong taon po ang tinutukoy nyo, Congressman?
Ito po 2024.
7 billion po ang estimate.
No. The entire projected, taxes ng PAGCOR, not only in IGL, including the casino and other gaming activities. Magkano po ang projected nyo for 2024?
Yung buong operation po ng PAGCOR?
Opo.
Ang amin pong pinoproject sa taong ito ay gross revenue mga 100 billion pesos po.
The reason, Mr. Chairman, kasi tinitingnan ko, kung 7B, ibig sabihin, that's only 7% of the projected income ng, mukhang yung economic, niya, mukhang hindi balancing yung, di ba? I mean, kung ibaban mo na yung POGO sa daming napeperwisyo, mukhang pwede, hindi masyadong masasaktan ng PAGCOR. Besides, bago 2019 po ba nagsimula ang POGO?
2016 po.
Besides ng 2016, nakita ko naman din yung PAGCOR, marami na rin natutulungan at maraming nagawa. So, without POGO, tingin ko, wala masyadong implication. Hindi po ba? Tama po ba ako?
Tama po kayo. 7% po ang corresponding
medyo
percentage.
masasaktan po ba ang PAGCOR doon kung sakaling nawala yung 7% sa projected income nyo? Anyway, projected income naman ng gobyerno, projected doon, talaga namang mataas yun para habulin nyo po, di ba? I mean, kung tatanggalin mo yung 7% sa projected income, masasaktan ba ang PAGCOR? Makaka-apekto ba ng malaki sa economics natin o sa mga infrastructure project na dapat pondohan natin? Ano po sa palagay nyo?
Sa PAGCOR po, sa 7 billion piso, we cannot discount the fact that 7 billion will mean about 5 million pesos in PAGCOR return to the contribution to nation building. So, sa akin po, sa hirap ng buhay ngayon, every cent will count. 5 billion is 5 billion that we will flow back to contributions to nation building. So, yun lang po ang aking comment doon sa inyong sinabi.
Last na po, Mr. Chairman, last na. Nakita ko lang dito sa yung number of employees. Kasama dito po yung sa IGL, ano? Yung number of employees, Filipino, foreign, and total 66,000. Tama po ba?
Yung 31,000 po ay Filipino.
Filipino.
Halos 1:1 po yun.
35,000 is foreign. Halos sa graph niya po, halos 47% is Filipino. Tama
Opo,
ba?
halos 1:1 po. Halos kalahati.
Pero pag nakikita ko pong nang re-raid si Yusek, minsan 200 na Chinese, ang Pilipino isa, dalawa. So gusto ko lang kung malaman yung kung saan nanggaling tong
Hindi po, yung rin-raid nga po ni Yusek ay illegal eh.
Okay, whether it is legal or legal, pero Chairman, pwede rin kitang papuntahin, pwede rin tayong pumunta sa isang legal IGL at papakita ko rin sa iyo na talagang hindi tama tong datos na to, na talagang majority of the employee ay Chinese.
Ang base lang po namin dito.
Dahil that is 1 to 1. Ako po, may yung sa mata ko pala, titignan ko. Marami naman po legal dito. Nakikita ko naman. Ako po yung congressman ng Maynila. Konting abot ko lang ho yan. Nagkalat po ang naglalakad na Chinese Pogo employee sa Pasay, sa Parañaque, Cavite. At kung titignan niyo po yung employee, out of 2,000, baka 1,900 is Chinese. So, saan po nang galing tong ano nyo na to, tong data na to?
That is an official document submitted by the licensees. And in fact, may counter document po yan galing sa DOLE. At ang DOLE po ay may nag-i-inspection din dyan.
Sige po, siguro, Chairman.
Nagtutugma po, Congressman, nagtutugma po yung numero namin doon sa numero ng DOLE.
So, Mr. Chairman, pwede po ba tayo makahingi nung makaparnis nung sinasabi niyang sa DOLE o para makita rin natin kung tama? Kasi siguro, common knowledge naman to kahit sa lahat ng nandito na yung IGL na employee, kasi paano ka magtatransact sa China ng computer, hindi naman mga Pilipino marunong mag-Chinese, so parang next to impossible. Anyway, mukhang tapos na oras ko. Salamat po, Mr. Chairman. Salamat.
Okay, thank you so much.
Salamat, Congressman Valeriano.
Okay, thank you, Congressman Valeriano. The next interpellator is our good friend, Congressman Ace Barbers. You are now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'll just ask one question, and I would like to ask the chairman to recognize that the balance of my time will be given to Congresswoman Pancho. Just a short question sa PAGCOR. Ano yung legal basis nung special class BPO? Is it in the mandate of PAGCOR? In the charter of PAGCOR? Kapag inalaw natin yung BPO, posibleng maging rason din naman ito na manganak. Remember, yung cyber crimes as reported by the Philippine National Police, dumami during the time that there was a boom in internet dito sa ating bansa. So my question is, ano po ang legal basis ng PAGCOR in allowing a special class BPO?
Okay. So, thank you for the question, Congressman. So, under the PAGCOR Charter po, the PAGCOR has the authority to regulate all forms of gambling and games of chance in the Philippines. So, the basis po for us to regulate the special class of BPO is that because they are servicing po licensed gaming operators abroad. So, they are also involved in the servicing po of the gambling operators licensed abroad, and it is ongoing po inside the Philippine territory. That's why po we also recognize na we can regulate po the activities of these companies.
So in other words, itong mga special class BPOs na ito ay hindi ito gaming internet providers, or sila ay parang service provider lang dun sa may licensee.
Tama po kayo, sir. Ang special class of BPO po, never po rin sila dapat humawak ng mga gaming activities na B2C. They are providing business-to-business transactions and activities to gaming operators licensed abroad po.
Okay, thank you for that information. Kasi yung kanina, as you reported, na maraming social media influencers using social media platforms that allow betting. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Tama
So
po.
because it is done in social media, let's say, as you mentioned, TikTok, Facebook, hindi ba dapat nire-report natin yan so that the Facebook, Meta, or TikTok will take it down so that it will not be allowed anymore, correct?
May I answer the question with
Yes,
your
Mr. Chair,
permission,
yeah.
Congressman Mark? Report po namin. In fact, as I had reported to the Senate, we have statistics here. During the time of my administration, we have reported 7,747 illegal websites or yung mga social media sites to the National Telecommunications Commission. And of that, close to about 74% have been shut down by the respective companies and by the National Telecommunications Commission.
If I may, Congressman Barbers, can you kindly submit to us that list
Yes.
of the 7,000 plus websites and as well those influencers na siguro you have the list of the influencers?
The influencers, I'm not sure if we have it right now, but the 7,747 cases, we have it and we can submit it.
Yeah, kanina kasi a while ago, Attorney Fernandez mentioned it yung influencers and the website. Submit to us para at least we can coordinate with the BIR and also the DICT, no? Para we can take action on those people. Go ahead, Congressman Barbers.
Actually, yun lang ang question ko, Mr. Chair. I know you're very much interested sa mga influencers, but following your thought, Mr. Chair, as I promised earlier, I will yield the balance of my time to Congresswoman Pancho.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you po,
Congresswoman
Honorable
Pancho, you
Barbers.
are now recognized.
Thank you. To Attorney Jess Fernandez, ma'am. Opo, kasi kanina natanong po ni Honorable Franz Castro na yung violation kung bakit nagkakaroon po ng fines and penalties. Then sabi niyo po ay dahil lamang dun sa number of cellphone na ginagamit. Pero ma'am, you were able to monitor that. Pero bakit yung mga malalaking illegal activities like kidnapping, prostitution, ay hindi niyo po yata napansin?
Congresswoman Pancho, if I may answer your question.
Good afternoon po, Mr. Chair.
You're referring to the illegals.
Yes,
They're
yes,
not
opo.
licensees of PAGCOR anymore. And they're doing all this illegal work without the license of PAGCOR. So we do not have any authority to monitor them anymore. Wala po silang lisensya, Congresswoman Pancho.
Sir, nga po, pero sinabi niyo rin pong kanina na yung Metro Manila ay namomonitor nyo, pero doon sa province, humingi pa po kayo ng diskargo na pasensya na hindi nga ninyo nabigyan na notice. So, what does it mean? Manila lang po ba? Pero po sa provinces, wala na po?
I want to make this clear. If you're referring to the Bamban or the Porac where the
Opo.
videos were taken, they are not PAGCOR licensees. So how can we monitor a company that is not a PAGCOR licensee? We only have jurisdiction over those that are licensees of PAGCOR. It was made clear by PAO that they are not licensees anymore.
Paano po mahuhuli po yung mga illegal na ganun? Kasi pag permit, ihingi po sa inyo, pero pagka ganun po may illegal activity, sino po ba ang responsible for that?
That is the reason why we furnish the PNP. We furnish the law enforcement agencies copies of the list of companies that have already been deemed cancelled. Because, Congresswoman Pancho, I wish to inform you, PAGCOR does not have any police powers. So, kami po ay nakikipag-ugnayan lang sa mga otoridad natin. Kami po ay nagre-report sa kanila na meron ditong mga illegal activities. Ngayon, meron lang po kayong binanggit kanina na minomonitor namin ng mga cellphone. Ang ibig sabihin po noon, sa bawat workstation po ng isang customer service agent, pag nakita po ng PAGCOR na marami pong cellphone ang ginagamit doon, nakalalamang na po yun na may kalokohan. Sapagkat dyan nga, baka dapat ipaliwanag din ni Yusek Gilbert Cruz, tulad ng pagpapaliwanag niya kahapon, ang criminal activities po is happening because of the use of many of these cell phones and SIM cards. So, yung sinasabi nyo kanina, bakit minomonitor nyo yung mga cellphone? Ang ibig sabihin po, kung may workstation dito ngayon, halimbawa, may isang nakaupo na either Filipino or foreigner na nag-i-interact sa kanyang kliyente, hindi po siya dapat magkaroon dito ng 8-10 cellphone. Dahil ang ibig sabihin po nun, may ginagawa na po silang hindi karapat-dapat.
Mr. Chair, thank you po sa explanation niyo. So, ibig sabihin po, Chair, ang lumalabas ito, may kapabayaan sa PNP na po ba?
Hindi ko po sinasabi may kababayan sila dahil kami po
Kasi, ano nila tinuloy po yung operation po
kami po nagsasama-sama, PAOK, PAGCOR, katulong din sa pagbibigay ng impormasyon. Nandiyan po ang PNP, nandiyan po ang NBI.
Ang naging problema nga po nung nagkaganito, parang hindi na po malaman kung sino po ang responsable para po.
Mr. Chairman,
anyway,
konti lang po, related lang. Okay lang po?
Yes, okay po.
Ang tanong ko kanina lang kasi po doon sa Bamban, nagsimula siya sa legal. So, nabigyan din siya ng permit. Along the way, since buhay pa yung permit niya sa LGU, nasuspend din bigla yung license niya ng IGL. Ang tanong ko kung na-inform ba yung LGU, ang explanation ni Chairman kanina, hindi raw na-inform. So, nanggaling po yung sa legal bago maging illegal. Yun po yung ibig namin sabihin. So, hindi talaga na-monitor. Hindi rin na-monitor ng LGU dahil ang understanding ng LGU, wala nagsabi sa kanila na suspended na yung IGL. Yun po yung understanding ko kanina sa explanation ni Chairman. So, talaga pong, ibig sabihin, from legal to illegal, lahat naman po halos ng IGL, nagsimula sa legal, papunta sa illegal. Kaya tamang dapat lang na monitor ng PAGCOR.
Tsaka ano po, ang clarification lang po, Honorable Valeriano, wala pong pwede maging land conversion dun sa Bamban kasi along the highway siya, commercial siya. At the back of that, nandun po yung establishment ng POGO. So walang may involve na land conversion pa po doon. So sino po kaya talaga ang pwedeng mag-monitor talaga pagka may mga illegal po na ganyan?
Are you directing your query,
Yes, to anybody
Congresswoman
na
Pancho?
responsible for that.
So, who want to answer? PNP or, General Leo?
PNP ba? LGUs
Francisco.
o BI?
For the part of the PNP, we are in constant coordination with our PAOK, with the PAGCOR, and we need to build a case with regards to this illegal IGL. If there is no complaint, our local PNP cannot act alone. So we need a complainant so that appropriate action will be done by the Philippine National Police.
Did that satisfy the query of Congresswoman Pancho? You still have the
So
floor.
hindi po talaga mamamonitor hanggat walang nagre-reklamo. So continue sila sa illegal activities. Is that what you mean, sir?
Mr. Chair, there is that intelligence build-up that we are doing, including PAGCOR, including PAOK, and that's why we have raids of these big scam hubs. And it is on the data that we are doing something about it, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Thank you. Are you done, Congresswoman Pancho? Or
kasi
Did
po,
that
di ba
satisfy
dapat, alert tayo palagi, hindi tayo dapat mag-intay ng reklamo, hindi ba dapat advance tayo sa national security of our country, di ba?
Likely, you need to ask the national security NSA. Have we invited the NSA?
Hello, sir.
Yes. In relation to what the good Congresswoman was asking a while ago, it is about the intelligence work of the national government in abating this kind of criminal activities.
Kasi,
And since your agency deals with the intel work, do you have some information, advanced information on the illegal activities of this license Pogos?
Thank you, sir. Attorney
excuse
Alan,
kasi
yes, sir. Attorney Alan Roy, sir.
excuse me lang po
Yes.
Kasi maliwanag po yung sinasabi sa atin ni Chairman Tenko eh. Wala silang police power eh. So, hindi ba natin may sumabog pa, ma-infiltrate tayo lahat bago tayo kumilos gumalaw?
Sagutin na lang ng national security yung tinatawag ng mga with regards to this ganitong mga illegal activities. Meron kayong mga kasi alam naman natin to last year pa naintindihan na natin yung storya eh. So yung mga intel work that has been done by your office.
Thank you, sir. Attorney Alan Roy Armina, sir. I check my principal is having an emergency meeting right now. But as of this time, sir, as to the mandate of National Security Council Secretariat, we're just collecting data to be submitted to the National Council proper, sir. So that is the mandate of NSC right now, sir.
O sige, gawin na lang natin medyo localize. Kasi pag, like for example, kayo, Intel kayo, dapat alam nyo yan. PNP, meron din tayo tinatawag na Intel Fund, di ba? Sa bawat station natin, meron tayo. So, but I know the meager budget of the PNP. The different mayors have also the Intel Fund. Andito si Mayor, anong pangalan ni Mayor? Kapil. We will be asking Mayor Kapil. Mayor Kapil, with the indulgence of Congresswoman Pancho, meron kayong mga tinatawag na Intel Fund. Diba? Siyempre, yung intelligence fund natin, ginagamit natin yan sa pag-monitor ng ating buong bayan. Magkano yung Intel Fund ng PORAC?
Sa amin po sa LGU ng PORAC, wala po kaming nakalat na Intel funds po.
Anong wala? Mayor, meron ka intelligence fund?
Yes.
Magkano intelligence fund mo?
Mr. Chairman, wala po kaming nakalat sa LGU.
No, I mean, how much is your intelligence fund?
Yes.
Confidential
Mr.
fund?
We can provide you our yearly budget na wala po kaming intel funds.
We are investigating this matter, and all the different LGUs, meron tayong ginagamit na Intel Fund, and these are being liquidated as well somehow, di ba? Meron dyan tinatawag na hindi, of course, meron kayong POPs plan.
Yes.
POP.
Yes, we'll submit our budget so that
No. We are asking you, sa POPs plan mo, kasi meron kang napakalaking establishment dyan. 7 ilang hektarya ba yung sa inyo? 8 hectares. And having a 8 hectares establishments, composed of different establishments, of course, ang hirap mong hindi bigyan ng POP plan. Kailangan lagyan mo ng planning for na nanggagaling sa intelligence fund mo or yung confidential fund. Ang tanong namin sa iyo, hindi mo sinasagot yung tanong namin kung magkano yung confidential funds mo. Magkano ngayon ang pondo ng PORAC?
This year, 750 million po yung...
750 million. And how much will that be? 5%? Tama? 5% or ilan ba? Ikaw, magkano confidential fund mo? Yung mayor ba?
POPs plan. Kukunin mo yung sa POPs.
Yes.
Yes.
Ito na lang tanong, Mayor. Magkano POPs plan mo?
We have 2.8 million, Your Honor.
2.8 million. Okay, so ulit lang ang Intel Fund. Okay, so doon sa Intel Fund that you have, medyo meron kang report regarding dun sa nangyayaring illegal activities dun sa loob ng ng compound?
Your Honor, before I answer your question, can I, with your indulgence, can I read first my opening statement? Your
Mayor, lang naman, simple lang naman tanong namin. Medyo marami pa po tayong pag-uusapan. Actually, we're not focusing on the PORAC issue, but kapag may mga napag-uusapan lang na some issue that relates to the city mayors or mayors, tatanong lang namin yung natin. No? So, yun lang naman gusto naming malaman kung, kasi being a mayor myself, and my co-chair, siyempre kami, kapag may mga malalaking mga establishment, doon namin pinopokus yung aming plano Lalo na kapag yung mga intel work na ibinibigay namin sa kapulisan, minimiting ko yung mga pulis, o yung intel fund natin, dito ka mag-focus kasi establishment to, malaki to, New Valley to. Kailangan dito, protektado natin yung mga business interest natin. So, ikaw, ganun ka din. Kasi nga, nag-establish ka ng 8 hektarya na ganun kalaki yung negosyo na nilalagay mo doon. You have to protect that. So, ano yung intel or plano na ginawa mo para maproteksyonan mo yung interest ng gobyerno at noong establishment?
From the, we have 200,000 confidential funds, Your Honor.
What again?
200,000 confidential funds.
Okay. There's a 200,000 intelligence fund that confidential fund na ginamit mo. So were you able to gather information about the entry and the exit of those different foreigners entering the establishment? Kasi sa 200,000 kung ilalagay mo mga CCTV, makikita mo na yan. Sino-sino pumapasok, bakit marami pumapasok dito ng mga iba't ibang mga di ba? So were you able to do that?
Actually, we rely on the PNP, Your Honor, with regards to their
You rely with?
Intelligence.
Ng PNP?
Yes, Your Honor.
Basically kasi, General Leo Francisco, the PNP also rely with the LGU because of the meager budget. That's the reality. That's the reality. Richard Gomez is a former mayor. My friend is a former mayor. I am a former mayor. And you are the former mayor. Nagre-rely tayo sa PNP. Mayor Kapil.
Yes.
Hindi tayo, actually tayo pa nga nagbibigay sa kanila Diba? Kasi yung intel work ng ating mga PNP talagang yung meager budget that they have. Diba? You know that. You are a mayor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Diba?
Opo.
Anyway, balikan po tayo sa...
Yes, Mr. Chair. Opo.
Are you done, Congressman Pancho? So we'll be proceeding to the next interpellator. Ay, sige, Co-Chair.
Mayor, usually aware tayo pag malalaki investment Marami bang malalaking investment sa bayan mo?
Meron din po ang Ayala nasa amin po sa PORAC.
Ang alin po?
Ang Ayala. Robinson na rin po.
Di ba pag nagpatayo sila, pinai-inspect nyo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Kailangan ng clearance sa inyo, kailangan ng permit sa inyo.
Opo, Your Honor.
Then, pag natapos, papapasukin mo yung assessor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Para i-assess kung magkano ang kukubrahin nyo every year para ma-assess yung mga buildings na itatayo
Yes, Your Honor.
Diba? So, magre-report yan. Hindi pwede mo lang report yan. Kaya alam natin. Ang sabi kanina, ayon sa pagkakaintindi ko, pakitama ako kung mali, nagbigay ng license ang PAGCOR. It just so happen na itinayo sa ibang lugar. Hindi doon sa lugar na naka-indicate doon sa license na binigay ng PAGCOR. Doon daw itinayo yung 8-hectare hub. Am I correct?
As far as we know, Your Honor, the whole 8 hectares po yung kasama po sa license nila na ibinigay sa...
Sabi po kasi sa ibang lugar tinayo Kaya hindi nga na-monitor. Akala nila all the while na andun sila doon sa original location na application nila na indicated sa license.
Hindi po kasi indicated sa license yung area kung saan nag-ooperate po yung BOGA po.
Wala pala kanyang idea kung saan sila magtatayo.
Yes. We have a copy here of the license.
Kasi ini-establish ko lang kung sino talaga ang mas mali. Anong ahensya o anong ng gobyerno eh.
Opo, wala pong site specific kasi kahit yun sa license, Your Honor. Sa rules mismo po, walang nakalagay po doon.
I see. Thank you. Yes, bago ko lang ibalik. Yes, Pagcor.
Sir, if I may just clarify, sir, meron pong nakalagay po na address dun po sa license namin, which is the Thai Court po, Thai Royal Court, Pulong Maba, Santa Cruz, Porac, Pampanga. And also, in the applications po that was submitted to us by the company in 2020, in-apply lang po nila is nasa 3,000 square meters lang po. So, impossible po talaga na makover po namin yung 8 hectares of property kung saan po nakatayo ang 46 buildings. Ever since po, hindi po yun nadagdagan. And also, it's very clear po sa regulations po ng PAGCOR na site-specific po talaga ang lisensya namin. Hindi po kami pwedeng maglisensya ng general lang po. And meron po sa kasalukuyan na regulations, meron din pong tinatawag na hub. So sa hub po, yun po yung malaki po talaga at wala po kaming lisensyadong hub po doon po sa Porac, Pampanga. So I just want to emphasize that.
Yeah, Mayor. Naka-indicate pala sa license yung specific address. So, at the same time, pag bibigay ka ng permit o pag nakita mo, kasi malaking investment eh, magtataka ka, ba't hindi dun sa saan sila nag-apply, ba't iba tinatayo to sa ibang lugar?
Actually, within area lang po yun, pero yung sa permit po, wala pong nakalagay na specific. We can provide you the permit po, Your Honor. Yung pong sinasabi siguro ni Madam, yung pong Attorney Fernandez, yung pong the permit to possess, PTP, is a certificate issued by PAGCOR to providers for a studio gaming setup. Yun lang po ang site-specific po.
Tsaka diba, natural, marami, mayor din si Kong Loyola eh. Pag ganyan ang mga investor, kinakausap niya ng mayor eh. Diba? Pupunta yan, dumadalaw yan sa mayor's office eh. Dahil laki ng investment eh.
True. Very, very true.
Nagpapakilala yan, di ba?
Opo, Your Honor.
Or yung mayor daw napunta doon, sabi ni Kong ako.
Hindi, meron ko na balita. Dahil dyan sa Congressman Perez. Is this true that merong extension ng seat ng munisipyo doon sa gitna?
Wala pong extension po, wala po.
Wala extension doon?
Opo, yung pinakita doon po ay hindi operational.
Pero meron kang doon, hindi extension, meron kang opisina doon?
Wala po.
You're under oath, ha?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes, I know po.
Is the person beside you your lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your lawyer? You're entitled to a lawyer, but simple lang naman yung mga tanong namin dito, yung mga illegal activities that were conducted in your vicinity. Kasi nga nag-issue sila ng cancellation ng license. Di ba? Kinancel mo na rin. Hindi ka na rin nag-issue di ba ng business permit?
Yes, Your Honor. On our part po.
When was that?
Noong January 2024 po. Kaya 6 months before the raid, wala na pong permit sa amin ng Lucky South.
Okay. Sige. So kung sinasabi mo na hindi ka nag-issue ng permit noong January 2024, what have you done after the non-issuance of the business permit? You notified the owner?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where's the letter that you notified them? Can you kindly give it to me right now? The notification.
We'll provide you.
Have you told them about? Wait, Mayor. You listen. Have you told them about the violation that they have committed?
Yes, Your Honor.
True? What? Letter or verbal? Lawyer, please. Please stop whispering. Okay?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Through our letter, Your Honor.
Where's the letter?
We'll provide.
Can you provide it right now? Or then after explaining your intention to close the premises, they have replied on your expression of your violation. Am I right?
They write a letter to us.
Okay. Anong sagot nila doon sa anong violation ang sinabi mo sa kanila?
Because of violation of dun sa occupancy, sa negative sa fire po. And
yun ang minention mo na reason for the violation of the business permit, not the reason that was given by the PAGCOR?
Actually, iniingan din po namin sila ng IGL permit. Wala silang may pagkita
wala.
namin.
O sige, so ngayon nagsabi sila that anong explanation nila sa letter nila? Mayor, I will be asking you again, there is an exchange of communication between you notifying them of their violation and then explaining from them their violation and something that they will be done on that violation. Merong exchange na communication, correct?
They did not reply, Your Honor.
Oh, they did not reply. Oh, so after that they did not reply on the violation that you mentioned, anong ginawa ninyo?
Yun nga po, hindi na namin in-issuean ng permit. Then
No, hindi ka na nag-issue na January 2024 You mentioned a while ago So kung hindi ka na nag-issue ng business permit prior to that, di ba? Hindi ka na nag-issue, pinag-explain mo sila ng kanilang violation, hindi sila nag-reply, ano ang tamang next of action?
Yes, we did a joint inspection, Your Honor. Pinuntahan po namin yung area. Kaya wala naman po kami.
Mayor,
nakita.
bago ka magkaroon ng JIT, okay, kasi bago ka joint inspection team, di ba? Binubuo yun Kaya ka nga sumulat sa kanya, sabi mo kanina, di ba? Sumulat ka ng notice of violation, di ba?
Yes,
kasi nakabuo ka na ng JIT. After nung nabuo mo yung JIT, doon nag-issue ka na ng notice of violation. Tapos, ang susunod na step, sasagot siya. Kasi bibigyan mo siya ng oras para sagutin kung ano yung violation bibigyan mo rin siya ng time para makorek niya yung violation niya. Ang sabi mo kanina, hindi sila nag-reply. So the next course of action is to write them again a letter. At kapag hindi pa rin sila sumagot, ang gagawin mo, papadlock mo sila. Did you do that?
Hindi.
Did you do that?
Hindi na po.
Bakit mo hindi ginawa? Kasi meron ako pinapadlock sa amin I did all the requirements according to our local government code. Sinunod ko yun, notify ko sila, nag-explain sila, inisnab ang mga letter ko. Alam mo ginawa ko? Nag-coordinate ako sa PNP, lahat pinadlock namin, BPLO, kasama BPLO, pinadlock namin. Yun ang course of action ng mayor na dapat na ginawa. Ang tanong, ginawa mo, ang sagot mo, hindi.
Yes, Your Honor.
Bakit?
Actually, nung joint inspection team namin, wala naman po kaming nakita na
violation niya nga yung sinasabi nga ng PAGCOR, hindi na sila nag-issue ng IGL tapos sabi mo may problema sa occupancy permit. Hindi ka na rin nag-issue ng ng tinatawag mong business permit. So meaning may violation. Stop whispering. Ay nako, attorney. Attorney, namumuro ka na. Please. Mayor. Bakit hindi mo pinadlock? Yun ang tanong. Bakit hindi mo pinadlock? Anong reason? What is the 100 million reason?
Actually, may process naman po.
Yun na nga ang process Mr. Mayor Ang process yung sinabi ko sa'yo. May violation galing sa PAGCOR, may violation galing sa'yo. Nagkaroon kayo ng GIT. Pinunpunta mo doon. Ito violation yan. Ang daming violation yan. Okay, sulat sa business mo. May violation kayo. Bigyan mo siya ng 1 month. After 1 month, susulat. Mayor, ito yung violation namin. Iko-correct po namin ang aming violation. Wala silang sulat sa'yo kasi siguro very close kayo. Kasi hindi ka ni-reply yan eh. Bili mo, mayor ka, hindi ka sasagutin. Hindi sasagot sa'yo yung mga business establishment doon na sinasabi mo may violation ka. Ano-anong sagot sa'yo? Wala, inisnab ka. Ngayon, ang gagawin mo, susulat ka uli, inisnab ka eh. After a month, bigyan mo isang buwan, hindi pa rin sumagot, padlock mo.
Ang totoo po, yun sana ang magiging course of action namin. Hindi na po kami umabot doon. Nagkaroon po ng raid. Your Honor.
Mayor kami. Naintindihan namin yung explanation mo. Naintindihan namin yan. January, di ba? Ngayon, di ba? Hindi ka na nag-issue ng January eh. Kailan yung operation? June. 6 months wala kang ginawa. Hindi mo pinadlock man lang kahit yung sinasabi nila Altenco na ito yung isang building na doon na nag-ooperate ang IGL. Sana pinadlock mo yun para hindi na nakapasok yung mga empleyado na magtatrabaho doon sa IGL. Di ba ganun ang procedure eh? Tama mali?
Yes, Your Honor.
See? So, reminder, no? Hindi ko alam, pero you have violated your being the LCE. Di ba? Ako, ako dyan, critical ako sa ganyan nung ako naging mayor. Lalo na nung may pinadlock ako doon. Kasi you will be accused also of being one-sided. Pero, I see to it that binibigyan ko sila ng isang buwan na mag-reply. Pag hindi, 3 beses ako sumulat. 3 beses ako sumulat, hindi nila ako ni-replyan. Pinadlock ko. Anyway, so we'll be asking the next interpellator, Mr. Representative, my friend, my very friend. Sabi ko kanina, di ba? Sabi, Congressman Kit Flores.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My questions will be directed to Yusek Cruz, sir. Sir, matagal na pong pinag-uusapan yung mga illegal activities going on in Pogos, di ba? I wanted to find out po kung ano yung difficulties that you encountered, PAOK encountered, in siguro enforcing search warrants or securing search warrants and other stuff like that po.
Ang mabigat, sir, na na-encounter namin are probably the leaks, sir, during the application pa lang ng search warrants. Napapadala na kagad kami ng videos that those persons to be arrested, especially those foreigners and those who are operating yung mga illegal pogos na yan, nagtatakasan na, sir. So, I don't know, sir, but maybe because they have resources, they have money, they have connections. That's why every raid, nakakatatlong raid kaming ginawa, sir, laging ang leakage, sir, talagang massive. And buti na lang, sir, swerte na lang kami in ito yung sa Banban. Although nag-leak na po yun, marami na nakatakas. We're expecting around 3,000 POGO workers, but we ended up 156 lang. At buti na lang, sir, yung mga torture victims, iniwan nila. So, nung gabi, nung binabantayan po namin, sir, yung POGO Hub, may mga lumalabas na ng mga torture victims yun nga. And one of them is yung nakaposas po doon sa bed frame. And the other one is yung sumisigaw po ng tulong at nagpaparescue po.
Okay. You said, before you continue answering, kasi ang tanong ko po is like, di ba you have all the resources of the national government? You have the PNP, may CIDG tayo, may NBI. Hindi ba sila nakakapagtulong sa'yo in siguro keeping the information from leaking ba, or deploying units that can be dependable and reliable in like not providing leaks to those who will be searched?
Ang PNP po, sir, malaki po yung nagagawang tulong sa amin, especially in yung augmentation pagdating po sa raids, kasi we're not dealing, sir, with small properties, sir. We're dealing with 10 hectares of land, sir, and about 46 buildings, 5-story, 7-story buildings, sir, ang bawat isa, sir. So, hindi, sir, pwede rito yung 10 tao na magre-raid. We need about a battalion of policemen and soldiers. So, ang PNP, sir, malaki po yung tulong sa amin, even the National Bureau of Investigation. And of course, sir, yung IACAT po, malaki yung tulong sa amin.
So, ilang agencies involved. So, the leaks could be coming from any of the agencies involved or even from the court personnel when you applied for the search warrant, correct?
Yes, sir. Actually, the Supreme Court is already investigating, sir, on what really happened, sir, dun sa leakage. They're also maybe thinking of yung leakage nanggaling, sir, sa during the application of the search warrant.
Now, you mentioned IACAT. Anong role ng IACAT sa mga ginagawa niyo?
They are providing us with yung legal battle namin as far as the Pogo battle is concerned, sir. Sila po yung nag-provide ng mga prosecutors namin and yung mga legal documents, sir, na gagawin namin as far as filing of human trafficking cases hanggang sa sir, yung filing po ng forfeiture cases namin, both criminal and civil forfeiture.
How many cases are pending in court right now?
We have about 12, sir.
12
yes.
out of the hundreds of POGOs that are operating illegally.
Yes,
and
sir.
of the number of complaints that we've been receiving, not just through the media, but also through the other complaints being submitted to the different agencies.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, parang kulang po, Yusek.
We chose, sir, yung mga Pogo hubs, illegal Pogo hubs, na meron po kami matibay na ebidensya. Like, those cases na hinawakan po namin, meron po mga video na pinadala po sa amin yung mga embassies, like the one in Banban. The videos na yung tinotorture po na Vietnamese, pinadala po sa amin. And ito naman po sa Porac, meron pong 2 videos na pinadala naman po sa amin na ongoing po yung torture niya. And then yun nga, kasamaan palad, hindi na namin nakita yung saan. We heard that the fellow got killed and hindi pa rin namin nakikita till now yung body niya.
Okay, now for DOJ, Yusek T. Sir, when they do raids po kasi, it involves hundreds, in fact, sometimes thousands nga po, di ba? Na nire-rescue, biktima, and sometimes perpetrators din po. How many prosecutors have you assigned to assist PAOK or the other agencies po in prosecuting these POGOs?
I don't have an exact amount for the number of prosecutors, but I could estimate around hundreds na po yung mga prosecutors na tumutulong across the country. We have multiple task force of IACAT that consist of prosecutors from across the country, and from time to time, different teams of prosecutors have coordinated with PAOK and different law enforcement agents for these operations.
Okay, but you said, would you agree with me that this is a national concern? And would you agree with me that dapat siguro bigyan din natin ng siguro a committee ba or a body that would also assist our PNP, PAOK, NBI in focusing on these crimes? Kasi it's a national security issue, I think.
We agree, Your Honor. In fact, we have that body already.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah.
It's existing na?
We have a regular coordination meetings among specific agencies, including PAOK, PNP, NBI, AMLC, SEC, BI, and a lot of other agencies, specifically for the operations of against illegal POGOs and the many cases that will come right after.
Alright, kasi in one of the briefings that was given to us, may mga cases daw na released for further investigation yung mga nahuli. So, what can you say on that, Yusek T?
I think before May 2023, before our first significant anti-POGO operation, that happened a lot. Na RFI yung mga ibang mga ni-inquest na arrest during the operation at ni-inquest. But because of the coordination between PAOK, police, DOJ, we make sure that our cases are very strong at nabawasan na significantly yung mga na-RFI.
Yung RFI.
Yes.
Can you give us an update? Can you submit to the committee siguro after this hearing po? Ano na po ang nangyari doon sa mga na-RFI? Kasi I'm concerned na baka hindi na mahanap yun or ano na ang status ng mga kaso noon. Di ba kasi sayang din nahuli na and then pinarelease pa. Di ba?
Yes.
So can you endeavor to give us a status of the updates on those RFI?
We will, Your Honor. And if I may add, when it comes to RFI, the interagency group was also able to adopt another tactic to ensure that we maintain custody over foreign nationals who are subject of RFI. Because more often than not, the foreign nationals that are found in illegal POGOs are not just, if not violating criminal laws, they're violating immigration laws. Right. That's why shortly after our raids, Bureau of Immigration, they go to the site, they conduct immigration inquest of all the foreign nationals so we can maintain custody over them. So all foreign nationals, even those that are not charged or even those that that are RFI'd, we're able to maintain custody over them.
Okay, thank you. You said, one question lang, sandali you said there was this hub that consisted of several buildings. Sa estimate niyo po, magkano ang ginastos doon in making that hub?
In the case of Banban illegal Pogo hub, sir, nasa 6.8 billion.
6.8 billion. How about yung PORAC?
Ang estimated nila ron, sir, is 7 billion something.
7 billion.
We're only talking on the structures, sir. Structures, not the lot.
Because this is related to my next question for PAGCOR. PAGCOR, you mentioned earlier na to prevent mga illegal pogos and stuff like that, in-increasean nyo yung parang amount ba or something, no, naging 100 million ba or something like that, capital, paid up capital to 100 million. But you see hubs here being created at the amount of 7 billion. That's what? Ilang 100 million na yan, or 6.9 billion. Do you think that by raising the capital, paid up capital, it's gonna prevent further hubs like that from being put up?
Congressman, I'll answer your question. We do not have any licensed hubs anymore. Actually, prior to my being appointed as chairman, there were only 2. That is one in Clark, in Sun Valley, and one in Cavite. Yung sa Sun Valley po, Congressman, yun po ay sinara na natin. At tulad po nung nabanggit kanina sa initial presentation, hindi na po tayo, aalisin na po ng PAGCOR sa menu ng mga pwedeng bigyan ng lisensya yung pagtatayo ng hub. With regard po dun sa PORAC at sa Bamban, gaya po ng sinabi nila Yusek Cruz at nabanggit ko rin, hindi po legal na hub yun because they did not have any license.
Kaya nga po, because in the earlier interpolation by other congressmen, you were kind of inferring po na by raising the paid-up capital, we'll be reducing the number of illegal pogos or those who would enter into such a venture. But as you can also see from the report of Yusek Cruz, that they're willing to spend 7 billion or 6.9 billion. So 100 million is just like, nothing.
Yes, Congressman, that's why in the new or additional guidelines, we are not going to allow any hub anymore. And we will only license yung pong mga office spaces. And may maximum na po kami, by the way, Congressman, ang isang licensee po ay pwede lamang makapagtayo ng opisina na hindi lalaki sa 20,000 square meters.
And that is for monitoring purposes pa?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Congressman.
So easier
and we
to monitor?
will also, as added information, Congressman, we intend to add another security feature. We will put 24/7 PAGCOR monitoring teams in all our licensees.
But that is limited to the place where the licensee actually operates.
Yes.
Just like what happened sa PORAC po, where there was a portion na may license nga and you were there, but the rest of the compound naman was used for illegal activities.
Yung pong sa PORAC, it is out of that compound. It was approximately about a kilometer, 500 meters away yung license na ipinagkalob ng 2020 ng PAGCOR. About a kilometer away. So yung specific hub po na yon, never po nagka-lisensya. Yung scam farm, kung tawagin nila Yusek Cruz.
Alright. Thank you. Back to DOJ. DOJ, in your opening statement kanina, parang I got na parang you're inclined to recommend na walang pogo na lang because it brings about illegal activities. Can you expound on that position?
Your Honor, our position is that we can't deny. It's clear that pogos have been used for illegal activity, and the licenses given to these pogos, whether they're DBIGLs or pogos, have been used to provide some kind of legal cover. But we acknowledge that our position comes from a position where we see the negative side. We are not privy to the positive side, to any benefits from POGO. That's why we defer. We defer to PAGCOR and the other agencies to explain what those benefits are, and we will submit to the discretion of Congress in the weighing of the costs and benefits and the final decision to ban POGOs. And if there is that decision, whatever that may be, we will continue our work to aggressively address this problem.
Okay, PAGCOR, how would you like to reply to that stand of the DOJ?
For the side of PAGCOR, our side is we are in favor of legal gaming operations of IGLs. We have done our part by cleaning up all the old licenses coming from 298. We have 43 at this very during this time, and we believe that if properly regulated, the 43 licenses can be of help to the income generation activities of PAGCOR, wherein 70% is flowed back to contribution to not only to the national government but to nation building. But then again, I would like to make this clear. If Congress will pass a law, and if the President will order the immediate closure of the IGL industry, we will be supportive of such. We will not be contradicting whatever decisions Congress, Senate, or the President of the Philippines will make.
Okay, CIDG. Sir, there were reports that the units, may leaks daw coming from the PNP, not just the CIDG po Pero how do you plan on addressing siguro leaks from coming out of your offices po? Para at least man lang ma-enforce natin na tama yung mga warrants.
Yes, Mr. Chair. For the part of the PNP, in particular the CIDG, we have vetted our personnel who are joining the operations, and I am in constant coordination with Yusek Gilbert Cruz, even asking him to provide us the necessary education and procedures on how we can do about these operations, and asking PAOK that I can select my personnel who are joining in these kinds of operations, and I am positive that my CIDG personnel are not the suspects on those leaks.
Okay, now sir, there were also reports that there were some CIDG units though who assisted PAOK, but after the raid were relieved from their positions. Is that correct?
There were some instances that, Mr. Chair, that it happened, and I was not yet the Director CIDG at the time,